TJForce. That man statistically has just been dominating a lot of his opposition, and honestly, we have not been talking about him enough. And I think today, when everything's said and done, the dust is settled, he's going to have his name said a few times here tonight.
Well, we'll see how many times his name is, in fact, said as we get the fly-through of Reactor. And early on in this one, it looks like Hive is going to go for the three-man push over at the hill, whereas they have Demise playing back. He's trying to find the extra rotations of the side of Rebel, and Identivez with a big kill on him will allow them to pick up that shock. And they have the torque. INZEM almost rotated right into a teammate, getting stuck by Demon. Instead, only gives up the single kill instead of the double. The shot comes out. Demon turns. He burns on Demise, but the nade from Solurs, too big, too strong, too powerful. DJ getting that third, and INZEM finding a fourth. What teamwork after going down early in the point, or going out early in the manpower department.
Yeah, they did a good job. Demise, he sacrificed his life towards the top middle. It was just to get information. He spotted multiple players over there, which let Hive kind of push the bottom side of the map, get an early point lead, and they get the torque bow as well into the hands of TJ. So as they rack up the scoreline, you know Rebel's not going to waste any time down and contested. They're already defensively set up for the next hill. They don't have the spawn point, though. That's going to be in the hands of TJ and Hive. So little by little, you got two players on each side of the map for Hive. They're going to try to pick somebody off, and then they're going to converge on somebody in the end. But Solurs going down early is going to put a stop to those plans. Torque bow across the map of TJ. I told you, going under the radar, and it's rightfully so. TJ's been going off. Oh my God, number 2 TJ cannot be stopped. Can you get a third? He's basically going to get a third and hold on to the spawn point for Hive.
I'm sitting out here just in awe of what TJ was able to accomplish right there. 70 points plus already and not giving up a single point over to Rebel. Demon trying to roll down the backside of those motherboards, trying to get up behind that supercomputer. A big bunch of shots out from INZEM will find it down, but they won't find any kills just yet. TJ will try to make a miracle happen, but a beautiful retake. They get 3 dead. Solurs is just waiting in the wings for anybody from Hive to maybe be caught off guard. Tries to mount up and take his chance here against Crack to find just 1 kill. Not going to be able to do it. He will finally get the headshot on Crack, but not going to be able to get any more than that. They push out toward the middle of the map where that torque will spawn. They clean up Identivez, but with 25 seconds to go, this is a lot of, I would say, almost important points, because 100 to 20 is a big differential to overcome.
No, it definitely is, but we've seen teams go on massive runs in the middle portions of the game to make it a pretty close series, but Hive doesn't look like they're slowing down anytime soon. I don't know if TJ is using his last torque bow, just making sure to rotate around the map. They hear the call coming through from Solurs. He gets picked off. They know the hill's going to change hands. Oh, we're fighting over 10 seconds, but it does look like once again, Rebel will be the first to the punch. They get that spawn point, but I think right here they need to decide which one of these duo teams they want to attack, get the numbers advantage, and then solidify the point, and they backtrack along with INZEM. There goes 2 in the books, and now they set their eyes on what is the hill. They know the split bond's coming through, so they have a few seconds here with a man advantage.
Shot over the top by Identivez, trying to find any kind of shot to be able to get a kill here. Not going to be able to get anything going just yet. INZEM was going to shut down Crack in that situation. Beautiful shot by him. TJ just trying to make something happen here on the opposite side of the map against Kardia, but you can see Demon rotating over to try to get this 2v1 to go in their favor. They get the kill on the opposite side, 3v1, which gives them the hill and the elevation positioning to be able to get shots onto those last few members of Rebel, trying to rotate around that bottom ledge, trying to get back into the fight. They're going to rotate through the smart side, smokes in the front, looking for flashes in the back, maybe a little bit of a mullet retake here. As you can see, the flash goes down the stairs. It doesn't find anybody. So all of the aggression, all the intensity that's being pushed out, answered back by Hive thus far. Demise rotates right up into the hill, gets 1, tries to find a second on the flank shot, won't be able to get it. Now INZEM with the up fake, and the second shot gets the kill. He needs to find this third one. You gotta lay it, sir, big boy. Oh, you gotta snub. That's fine too. That's fine too. My main man, Augustus Cole. Cole Train, baby, and ain't nobody got nothing but him. You can't stop the Cole Train.
Well, you see your teammate pop off like that. He's not only giving himself energy, hyping himself up. That's something that you feel it in your teammates. And Solurs going to go ahead and continue the stagger the death. Kardia getting taken out. Identivez, the king of Latin America, is finally going to be able to stand up, taking out Hoodie Solurs. These are 2 big superstars going at it, and they're going to get the torque bow. Actually, no, they don't. Demon goes down. Identivez does not get the revive, and guess who gets it? Yet again. And honestly, especially on Reactor. I wish there was a stat for this map alone and the amount of torque bow kills TJ has by himself, whether it's headshot, whether it's all over torque bow connections. He's definitely somebody who's utilizing this fire weapon and the spaces. Oh my God, almost getting a quick one. He gets taken down. Out goes the torque bow. It's not going to be in play. Demon not wasting his time. Sets its eyes on the next target, trying to help around the map. Gets the down in the nick of time. Revive looked like it's going to come through from Identivez now. Demise in that back corner. He has to be the next target. No, Kardia immediately took him out already.
Human.
That's a good kill by Kardia to really shut down that next retake. You can see with 50 seconds left on this hill, they're trying to set up in the middle of the map and across that ledge where they're going to be able to stop anybody from going over the hop. Frag out over the top of INZEM, finds Crack, and you see now he's going to push up, trying to go over that second shot as Identivez shows his head over the top of that cover, but Solurs shuts him down. 2 dead for Rebel. The last 2 over by the hill are going to back up and play back toward their teammates. You can see Kardia playing all the way back, as a matter of fact, in this cubby corner. Giving up points right now in this situation to the side of Hive, and it might be trash time to some, but that gets them up over 150, 160 area to 80, so doubling up the points of Rebel yet again. Continuing to force Rebel to play that perfect kind of situation, that perfect game plan. Yeah. Now we'll go to this next hill where Rebel will have the elevation in this situation, but I don't believe they are going to be able to stop Hive if Hive can win. If TJ can win a 1v1 on the opposite side of the map, or INZEM can just blow things open with a frag grenade yet again.
Yeah, but instantly they get stuffed. They get stuffed. They're trying to push up and continue on their dominance, and that's a great stoppage by Rebel. And this is an important moment in this match, as 150 has been eclipsed by Hive. They need to be able to try to tie this one up and get as much of the time onto this hill as possible. Crossfire coming down. INZEM, he's going to have to pause for a moment. Identivez, he needs to stay alive here. He's going ahead and playing with that aggressive setup, but if he goes down, he opens up that back alleyway to be overtaken by Hive. It's going to be Solurs. Regardless, it's going to be the first one. Try to push through. Bait and switching with INZEM, doing a good job staying alive, but Demise going down first could be crucial and costly in the end, but only a trade and downs. Quickly, both players are revived coming through. No elimination has been picked up just yet, but Demon and Crack go down. Identivez falls. Kardia was down for a while. Hive overtake this hill, and they're going to deny Rebel that opportunity to catch up.
What a beautiful retake in this situation. Identivez and the boys from Rebel are going to rotate across the map toward that next hill, try to start to get set up. Hive, I'm pretty sure, is going to have that call out. They're going to pretty much know what's going on. They see that nobody's challenging them, so you see them start to push out now. They're going to start trying to find their angle of attack. 3 players on one side, with TJ, of course, taking the 1v1 on the opposite side of the map. I really love that strategy because of how good TJ has played in recent weeks. He's so confident, and it's really hard to, push back against him or really deny him that ability to want to take that 1v spot by himself. 3 seconds left on this. I don't know what you're going to be able to do other than just allow the first couple of points be taken over by Rebel. Beautiful rotation by Demon to get that shot on the backside of TJ, and now they get it down on Demise. This is a great initial right here, right now for Rebel.
Yeah. And they also have like a second hill. This is their second opportunity here. With the majority of this time, you can all see they're either going to take the lead by 1 or come damn close. Demise just gets angled out. If nobody from Hive able to kind of slip through, and this is actually great defense so far from Rebel, but the spawn point, you can kind of see it coming in towards the south side of the map, and Hive immediately try to disperse. They split up, and they're leaving to take. Are they going to even try for a retake? Are they setting up for what could be the next hill? 40 seconds is a massive amount of time left.
I mean, it is a long time to sit in that, and you can actually get all the way to the point where you're caught up and take the lead for Rebel. So they definitely want to stay here as long as humanly possible. Solurs trying to get these marks, trying to get shots across the middle of the map, trying to get downs and damage on anybody. But Rebel has really just solidified this hill, and I mean, it's almost impossible for Hive to push back into it. And I think Hive, they've got the call out now. They're going to go for the next hill. They're going to try to win basically a 120-point lead. They're going to try to basically win this off the next hill or two. Already rotating toward that next one. You can see 3 players are mounted up. They leave one in the middle of the map. Solurs calls out toward INZEM. INZEM will pick that shock, and they're actually rotating the utility grenades over as well. I love this from Hive. Early rotation, especially with the torque bow kill onto Kardia. They have really got the solidified initial on this hill. Flashes out. They've got everything right now. They've got all the power weapons, all the utility grenades. This is definitively an initial hill for Hive unless a catastrophic meltdown comes through.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to go big on the side of Rebel, getting multi-kills here to turn the tides because they're just continuously getting staggered out. Kardia getting chased down, eliminated. That's going to be another double kill in the books for INZEM, and they're doing a good job of controlling. A lot of information being given by TJ. I think that, I want to say that weapon switch gave away his positioning and playing sneaky against Demon. 1v2 opportunity here. Rebel, they can't waste much time here to take out TJ, and they're going to stagger his death, but they have to go. 2 players fall as INZEM gets taken out. Demise with a great torque bow to turn around. TJ's finally going to fall. They're going to continue to rack up the time. Another frag grenade being dished out. Solurs gets the stoppage, continuing to be staggered. Kardia gets one. Identivez, they work together, and they finally solidify this hill. That's just enough time to pull it within, I think, 8 seconds or so. To Rebel every single time, figuring out a way with no matter what time is left on the hill, what situation they're in, an opportunity to bounce back.
Now we see with the down on TJ, they're going to continue to be able to pressure across the map. Now that they know that TJ is down as well, they're going to have the initial on this next hill because they're going to be able to set up with just a few seconds left. They pick up the shock. Identivez will rotate that shock toward the next hill. Solurs looking to try to sneak somebody. I believe he might have been called out. As he comes up these stairs, Identivez should turn and try to drop that shock at the baby stairs. He's actually going to use it to cut off the backside of the hill. Try to cut off oh my God, he cut off Crack from flying at that kill and actually downed his teammate. And now Rebel has a pinch. Rebel has the ability to come from the second side and get kills, trying to get the hill. They've solidified all 3. They must not have had any idea that Solurs was there. They must have had no clue, because I don't know why you push out on that side and drop the shock on that side as well. Wouldn't you want to drop the shock where you look like you're going to get flanked?
Yeah, no, that's exactly where you want to try to drop the shock. But this is where I talk about those moments right here. Anybody can react to a shot. Anybody can hit a back eight. But when you're in these tight quarters, these tight situations, it's all about the decision, the plays that you're making that matter most. Solurs going to hold his ground as long as possible. Backs up when he sees 3 players of Rebel trying to bull rush him out of that position. They're going to try to keep this one contested, but in order for a Rebel to keep this one contested, they have to sacrifice some shots. So in order to keep it contested, somebody's going to make a move. Flank towards the backside. Demon goes down early. Torque bow kill. That's going to be a double kill. TJ with splash damage, able to get 2, trying to make it happen. That's going to be a 3rd one in the book for TJ. Massive opportunity to make a play. He answers the call. Now it's all up to Crack here. They're not going to win off this one in terms of Hive, but they're going to make Rebel feel very, very desperate here in just a short moment.
And you see TJ up top with the torque, trying to make something happen toward the later parts of this round. 27 seconds to go. They're going to start rotating out here toward that next hill, because under 10 seconds, there's no real reason for this trash time, as they are up by about 74 points to be able to stop this and get this first round victory. Marked out is INZEM. Crack is going to try to get shots from the middle of the map, but you see Demise challenges up, gets the kill, now gets the shock. Get a little cheeky shock angle. Use that utility, try to cut them off from their teammates or cut them out of the backside of the hill. Demise seeing that the challenge is about to come through. Here comes the shock over the top. He actually bounces it off the face of Demon, I believe, which I believe actually cut his teammates off from that back hill. That's 2 shocks that I think have not been used to the best of their ability. And it has allowed for both teams who missed through the shock to get basically counted out of the fight, except for the fact that TJ might be the best player on the planet right now, finds another double kill and buys his team just a little bit more time before all 4 fall.
Yeah, it's going to be a Rebel comeback for the ages. So it's only going to really tie it up or get it similarly close. Crack gets a torque bow. That's a much needed torque bow here in this situation. Late in the game, we see TJ make some big plays, but it misses that one. 2v3 going down. He needs to get there to try to help the rest of the roster. Solurs, he gets tagged up. He gets taken out. TJ doing what he can. Demise trying to be the hero. 1 player goes down. Like I said, they need this time on terms of Rebel on the side of Hive. It's just about contesting. It's about trying to neutralize, and he finally takes out TJ. Rebel will climb back into this one and close, I think, within 10 seconds, but I might spoke too soon.
Might have spoke too soon indeed. You can see them getting the torque bow kill here. 273, 258. Next hill has spawned, or is about to spawn, excuse me, in 4 more seconds, but you see the next marker out. DJ getting it down. They finish off Identivez. A Demon trying to bounce up on the flank. He goes down as well. Nothing defined in this situation. Crack trying to make a miracle happen. Finds TJ, but gets down, Lancered out. There's the spawn. 20 seconds to go. They get the call out on where that next respawn is going to start to come from. All 4 players from Rebel are going to be on the same side of the map. They got to be able to filter them in. They got to push them into this like a slaughterhouse because both teams can win on this hill, dependent upon 1, maybe even 2 defensive stands. Crack coming up the bottom stairs. Shot on, full red. Miss rolls in, goes down and dead. Kardia stunned out. All 4 players of Hive mount up a defensive stand and win map number 1 in style on a final hill and a defensive stop. Beautiful job. 14 minutes to settle this one out. I don't know if we could have expected any less.
That's just amazing right there. I said, as much as we were talking about hoodie Solurs going off, 30 eliminations. TJ, amazing torque bow play, and honestly on Reactor, if you're going against Hive, you have to keep that torque bow out of his hands. I don't know if it's just the atmosphere of how Reactor looks. I don't know if it's the confidence he goes in on this map, but he is just a reign of terror on this map, looking like the Green Arrow, looking like Robin Hood. I don't matter. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care either. He's taking faces and he's getting double kills.
Without a doubt, that was just a beautiful match.
Too hyped up over that.
You said it before the match. You hyped up TJ. He came through for you. He definitely solidified himself as the MVP player of that map number 1. I'm sure Keegan in spirit is proud of the way that soldier has been performing as part of the Onyx Guard, looking to find a way to redeem himself after knowing all he was doing was babysitting on Azura while the rest of the Onyx Guard was out fighting the good fight. You see TJ saying, hey, don't worry, Keegan. I'll make sure you fight the good fight and find Hive a map number 1. Beautiful job by all 4 of those players, though. There were big moments for each of them, and we're going to see a lot of big moments on this highlight reel package for both teams because, again, that was one hell of a map number 1.
With all 40,000 of my channel points on the line, I just hear Naughty by Nature on my ears. Here comes the money. And I'm just celebrating along with them. Good look, TJ, looking out for my 40,000 channel points. You guys know I don't always go ahead and bet. I put my money where my mouth is, but honestly, Rebel, up until the very endings of those matches, kept coming back like a fly, just like a bad itch that won't go away. That was Rebel, and honestly, rightfully so. Like I said, whether if it's a 3-0 or a 3-2, they always keep the games close. Entertaining.
I mean, it's a fantastic job by them this split thus far. Rebel has really put themselves in a position to win every single match. I really haven't seen Rebel get dominated in any sense or fashion of the form up to this point. They are down 0-1, though. We go to check out execution. Do you have any concept of who might be able to get the victory here and what might be the mitigating or tipping scale factor?
Honestly, I want to say, you know, something that sounds analytically smart, but the way Checkout plays, it's aggression almost every single round. And from what you've already seen, Rebel's not going down without a fight. Every single time they trailed roughly, 50, 60 points. They got those points. They brought it back close, even brought it where they were contesting the hill with 7 seconds left for Hive to win. So as much as I want to say, like, any shining point, as long as they keep the enemy team guessing, you know, on the side of Hive, TJ likes to play for those instants. They throw a smoke. They like to get in, similarly with Rise and Icy. So I'm going to be looking at Rebel. If they go ahead and try to contest those instants, they have somebody trying to hop up and make it play, or they're going to try to play out wide, let TJ kind of go in and pinpoint somebody on the backside to try and eliminate. All I do really know is less than 60 seconds. Each and every round should be over, because I don't think Checkout is one of those maps where you can slow it down at all. And if you are slowing it down, it's probably because you're a man down, you're losing the fight, and it's just only a matter of time before they take you out one by one.
I'm going to put the pressure on you. One man out of the 8 players most feared. Excuse me. Most feared with the long shot.
Ooh, with the long shot. See, I was going to just flat out say TJ.
With these 8 players. Because normally we got an IC. Normally we got somebody that stands out. You're like, oh boy, you better not let.
I want to go with Kardia. I'll go and say Kardia. Okay. Kardia, a Demon. I feel like he can go off with it, but I feel like Demon he will be on the 1v1 spot if I remember correctly, unless they did switch things up. But even if he was in the fight, I don't expect him to kind of pick up the sniper. I expect him to kind of lead the charge with the shotgun. So no matter how good he is with it, I don't think he's going to be able to kind of showcase it. So I'm going to go and put the pressure on Kardia.
All right. Well, the pressure will be mounted up on Kardia to try to be a man on a mission with that sniper rifle. Hey, look, we've seen one player tide of checkout very easily. We've seen a Powers do it time and time again when he gets the snipe in his hand, what he's been able to do. This is going to be a very interesting one because, again, I think what we have to take a look at for a long time on this map is who can kind of take over that middle portion. We've seen it a lot of times. If you can continue to apply pressure through those mid lanes, try to get inside the checkout area and get across that back cover of that hop up, you really can just force your opponents to play back at that point, really force them to play back toward their own spawn. And that's never good for anybody because you take over the 50-yard line, you now can lancer down toward the frags, be able to pick them up, pick up the long shot, get all the power weapons under your control. I really think we got to keep an eye on that, as well as you take over that mid lane in the rounds where the hill is back there. That team can just slow it down at that point. They can then play for the hill. They can play to make you push into them or toward the later parts of the round if you're trying to stalemate it out or try to get somebody to fall for a trap sooner rather than later. I really love the way checkout plays on Execution 2.0. I love to see teams that are unbelievably quick playing into those CQC fights. I think it's going to be one hell of a banger. Again, Rebel, they have never really been dominated. They weren't even dominated in map 1 here, so I don't expect this to kind of be, a 6-0 or a 6-1. I look at this probably being 6-4, 6-5. No matter who wins it, it's going to be very, very close. Yeah,
this definitely is going to come down to the wire. And one thing I do like about these teams, even though, like I said, it doesn't have room for it to play passive or too defensively, both of these teams, with how aggressive they get, they're not afraid to change things up. Like I said, even though I know TJ, he likes to target out those incens, I wouldn't be surprised in both of these teams, to be honest. You have to be on the same page from the moment you roll out of spawn, where you want to attack, where you want to throw those utility grenades, because like I said, TJ and them, they're going to try to target those incens. By that, they're going to throw a flash off of the backboard of that checkout, try to get it to land on their side, possibly a smoke grenade as well to make them second guess contesting TJ on that play. So if they are going to contest TJ, they need to make sure to throw a very, very similar flash to kind of make TJ second guess hopping up. Even if he does hop up, does he get stunned? What they're going to do? Because if you don't, you have to make sure utility is on point to attack the mid lane, just like you were talking about, and you don't waste a flash or a smoke trying to cloud out that checkout. That way you can continue to play aggressive, because we know some big lancer shots, some shotgun shots will go ahead and fire off on one of those players trying to attack. It's about what you do from there now that the player has the damage on him.
Well, we'll have to see how both teams decide to attack this initial fight. You've kind of laid out the blueprint for what both teams like to do. You've kind of laid out what both teams need to do to counter those blueprints as well. This is going to be a very interesting matchup as we load up into checkout. Execution, see the fly through, oh so classic for so many players, not just in this lobby but all across the world that are fans of Gears and Gears lineage that goes along with this map. I want to take a look though as everybody rolls out of spawn. Once again, that's the most important thing to me, to see kind of who settles up that 1v1. So Kardia down low. Kardia is actually taking the 1v1 against Demise at the frag grenades.
Saying that's going to be a big initial. Like I talked about, when you attack in the middle as a team, you force those players towards the backside, especially if they weren't offensive early on. So even if they find a point to get some damage with a pistol or get some damage with a lancer, they're not going to be able to solidify it, because the whole time they're just getting swarmed by the entire enemy team. And what a great round number 1 from Hive. Solurs getting 4 downs into that one.
4 downs for Solurs helps that first round go the way of Hive. And now we'll see as they roll out of spawn what Rebels' answer might be in this next situation, as they all roll out 3-3 and a 1-1 again. But the 1-1 actually being taken a little bit more power position by Kardia, if you ask me, playing a little bit closer toward those frag grenades. You can see Identivez up top on the incendiary platform, pulls his lancer, actually goes down and immediately pulls the pin. Kardia, he knows it's all over with the crying. He's going to go down. He's going to get cleaned up here.
2 in a row. And that was one of the things I was scared of on a map like this. The rounds happen so quickly, Colin. You're not able to make
2 rounds in a row for Hive in this matchup on checkout.
My mic was muted there for a moment.
Well, my main man,
you know me. Sometimes I get overhyped. I kind of hit a button or two, flailing my arms around. But that's what I was scared of. A team like Hive, they're just so aggressive. They're not allowing Rebel to make any adjustments. They're just in your face, and before you know it, multiple members are being eliminated. But Identivez getting first blood, taking out TJ, trying to get those instants towards the backside. Missed shots by INZEM, but a melee is going to do the job. Identivez was distracted the whole time. 3 players dead. Kardia by himself. He immediately gets taken out. Hive 3 in a row, calling. Like I said, I'm looking a little scared for Rebel. I'm almost even glad I backed up with an all-in in my predictions. But I ask you, with how fast these rounds are going, what does Rebel have to do to at least slow things down or get back into at least a portion of these rounds?
Right now, I think the best thing they can do is just try to they might need to overwhelm. Instead of playing the 1v down low, even if you give up the Lancer angle, you might have to just push forward and really force out the rotation from Hive. And they haven't in this one. They're still playing man up across the board. You see now, Identivez, he's going to push up on top of that platform. He runs right into a suicide incendiary, but with 3 dead for Hive, this is the first round that's going to probably go the way of Rebel unless Demise can go nutty buddy here in the backside of the checkout. He's going to get lancered up by Kardia. Full red, he goes down. He's going to be dead. First round on the board for Rebel.
Well, was that enough of a round to really change the tide? Because we know Hive, they're going to switch it up. Whether, they're going to send 3 players over, so the switch up isn't going to be major, but it could be something as small as switching up where you're going to attack. Like I said, if your focus is on those instants, you need to make sure your utility grenades represent that. So you can try to really pay attention right now, the utility usage that comes out of Hive, because if you, like I said, anybody catches slipping, expect something that they're not ready for, you get stunned, you will get taken out. TJ goes in, throws it a little too short, but Demon gets taken out by TJ. Like I said, attacking that plat is the name of the game for Hive. With first blood, man advantage, they're going to make sure to hold Identivez back and not let him make any sneaky plays.
Here we see Identivez is going to get called out. He's going to be full red in the middle of the map, tries to take that cover. He goes into the frag grenade now, try to get into that cubby. Only 1 player for Rebel dead. Crack is trying to hold off on these mid lane pushes. You can see finally he turns. He gets burned by TJ. Opposite side of the map, Demise trying to make something happen back here. He's going to go down 3v2. Kardia and Identivez now, last 2 players alive. I believe they have the frag grenades in hand to be able to use, but Solurs will have the snipe. Opposite side, Identivez just trying to rotate around, a little bit of a roadie strafe. Solurs going for the active shot. He has 6 bullets left to worry about. He needs to find somebody. I believe this has got to be a checkout hill because of the way that they're set up across the map to stop them from being able to stand in it without being able to get lancered on or upon. Solurs, I think, is going to wait for this next set of incendiaries because those should respawn. This will be a very interesting setup for both squads, as you can now see everybody trying to jockey for position. Frag out deep into the spawn. Solurs has now missed 2 shots. I'm not exactly sure that's what you want in this situation. Yet to scope in. 2v1 back here, but beautiful shot there from INZEM. Now Roadie strafe around, gets the kill on 1. Kardia by himself in a 2v1. PR, do you think he has any chance at this one?
No, not a chance in hell, as much of an Ice Cube does. And I said that saying wrong, but that's just because how much chance he has. And look at how far back he is. This is one of those scenarios that you really talked about beginning on this one, is once that is back there, if a team kind of has positioning, it's almost impossible to break. Kardia was deep into spawn. He had to go against 2 instants, Lancers, Snipers. He didn't really have a chance. 4-1 Hive. Just like our first series of the day, they're trying to close this one out early. They're trying to get us home.
Trying to get us home, indeed. And right now, Hive is looking very impressive. I'm just looking for an idea of what maybe can happen to bring Rebel closer in this one, because they really have struggled in certain situations in this matchup to be able to get any kind of kills early in this. You see INZEM is going to push across into the middle of the checkout lanes. He gets 2 free shots for a down and a kill. And that was just another beautiful opening initial by Hive in this situation to get that initial kill, to put pressure on Rebel. 2 dead for Rebel, now 2v3. Incendiary out by Demon, great answer. Solurs has to kind of hold himself accountable here, tries to play back, they play for the down and damage, but with that kill and that down cleanup, Hive, they find themselves up 5-1, looking to win 1 more round, go up 2-0 in this matchup.
This is looking very, very scary for Rebel. Like I said, being able to switch up your strategy, well, how fast these rounds go, and the way the map even plays out. This is an aggressive map, Colin. You can't slow things down. You can't turtle back. You can't really have a Lancer strategy. You try to Lancer out that plat side, it doesn't work. You're giving up incense. You're giving up frag grenades. You're giving up an extra height advantage angle. So it's going to have to come through an aggressive way. A great flash in towards the middle, possibly stopping all plans there for that moment. Crack gets the sniper. Identivez goes down, though. So does Demon. But a big shot from Crack. Not able to save the life, though. Frag grenades, or I should say incense, missing there for a moment. He needs to be able to connect another one of these headshots. Demon is doing what he can, or I should say Kardia on the other side, just to buy time. Not getting pushed on, but with the 3v2 advantage Hive, they're just waiting for the moment for the hill to pops, waiting for a moment to catch somebody out of position.
Crack is going to push up into the backside of this cubby. He's going to go all the way across to where those little bathroom, restroom areas are, where the checkout counter is, trying to find any of the three players from Hive to pop their head up to be able to get the easy shot onto him. Crack now with the reload. 6 shots in to use for himself, rotating back and forth. Kardia will pick up the frag grenades. They have a lot of utility at this point to use against Hive. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do in this situation, though, as Hive might be waiting on the next set of incendiaries. Another flash picked up by Crack. Crack is going super wide here, and I'm not sure if he's just going for kind of a 90-degree angle. He has his shotgun out in case he gets snuck, and he's not going to drop that long shot for anybody to pick up.
No one's going to
spot on to Crack.
I hope no one peeks him right now. So right now, it's up to Kardia. Kardia has to get somebody to peek, because no one's just going to peek the sniper. You'd be oh. Sorry, that side angle scared me right there. That was a oh, they're giving him the chances. They're giving him these chances. You are giving this man an opportunity to try to clutch on you. Frags towards the backside. Demise taking some damage, but finally he's going to solidify that kill onto Crack. Hive one step away from securing map number 2, and they do it with a nice grenade. Instant connecting from TJ. 6-1. Hive take the map and go up 2-0 over Rebel.
What a beautiful set of maps by Hive to take the initial lead. They are 1 map away from a 3-0 victory. And I didn't think this would be dominant, but 6-1 in the way those rounds went certainly looked that way for Hive. We'll find out in the second half of this series if Rebel can answer back right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gears Esports Pro League Day number 7. We are in the midst of a fantastic matchup between Rebel and Hive. Map number 1 did not disappoint, but I'm not going to lie to you, Jacob, I really believe map 2 was a little bit of a disappointment for myself. How about you?
It definitely was. Like I said, Checkout's going to be one of those maps that you kind of see. It can either go one of 2 ways. One team catches fire, a complete blowout like you saw right there. Hive could not be stopped. Or it's going to go to round number 11. It's too easy for one team to really take an advantage. And then from there, you can't really play defensively. You can't really back up. You're kind of hoping somebody on your team makes a massive clutch play to get a single, double, triple kill, whatever it may be to try to even up the tides. But honestly, it's going to be a while until we get to a tomb execution. If we get to a tomb execution, with the momentum on the side of Hive going into map number 3, Vasgar, Escalation, they already have the momentum on their side. They already won one objective type game mode in control. They could possibly see a 3-0 closeout here from Hive.
So are you trying to say that Hive has a little bit of an advantage on Vasgar based on how these first 2 maps have gone?
No, I'm just trying to say Hive flat. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Just based off they kind of getting the momentum, like you say, any given Sunday for the most part, they already have kind of warmed up. They planted that seed of defeat in the minds of Rebel. I'm not going to say it's sprouted into a full tree just yet, because we've seen them come back and backdoor sweep teams before. But right now, if you got to look at what's on paper, you got to look at what we've seen right now. Hive is warmed up and ready to go.
Hive is really definitely on the marching path to victory. And I think going into Vasgar, one of the things that's going to be very interesting to see for both of these teams is Rebel was very good at the rotations on control, but they were so slow to help each other out on execution. How are they going to be in Escalation, where we know rotating around the map, especially on Vasgar, is oh so important? It is the horse track for a reason, and you can see on the fly through, it's a giant circle. This was the standard and only game mode for Gears Esports for quite some time. The first year and a half, almost 2 years of Gears 5's lifespan. It's all about 3 hills on the map that do not rotate until the second half, where they flip-flop to the opposite side. First team to accumulate the maximum amount of points or triple cap domination their opponent will win the round. You can see already we have a stand-up stout 1v1 on the opposite side, 3v3 here, and the 1v1 broke out quickly, and INZEM no fear on crack. Absolutely must have been the slaughterhouse.
And that's how you open up a game right there, and already getting a triple cap domination. Kardia or somebody needs to figure out a way to stagger this one. B gets reset for a moment, so Kardia gets a few extra seconds, but he actually uses those seconds to his advantage. Much needed seconds coming through. INZEM tries to get aggressive and finish off that kill. Kardia, he goes ahead and strikes revenge, taking him out, and you see the overextension from two of those members coming through. They want to try to get a decap on the home hill. They didn't waste any time capturing their homes. This could be a great sacrifice. Getting the decap, that's going to be step number one. Now, you have to fight off this team. You have to figure out another way of eliminations before you can go for this capture.
There we see the flashes are out. Demon's going to try to push up around that cubby corner. Beautiful job to get that shot, but the revive came through. INZEM stood up, got the one-hit Aquita. Almost got a second kill, but you can see they're letting everybody bleed out. There is going to be one player, Solurs, challenging up over toward A. His only hope is to stop this triple cap domination as he possibly steps into A to maybe go for the decap here. But there goes the C hill. It's going to get overwhelmed momentarily, and I think Solurs might be able to play out of this one for just a moment, but he's going to go down very quickly. They're going to let him bleed out. Opposite side of the map, there's going to be a 2v1 unless Identivez can over there quick enough to get the 2v2 to stand up. Be a big team fight over here at the B hill. Meanwhile, 2v1 at the C hill is about to break out. This is going to be a very interesting setup for Hive if they can win either of these fights.
Where it comes down to which duo do you trust more? And already you see the Hive duo towards Tank trying to be the first one to the punch. Crack defensively stops INZEM. Now they're going to try to sandwich out Demise, solidifying that elimination, trying to stagger it out for a moment and getting the second hill under their control, or at least continuing to have it under their control. 10 plus points and counting here for Rebel in this one. What a good way to answer back, honestly. That was a big beatdown on that execution map. So to come out strong in the first round and get an early lead, this says something about the resiliency of this squad.
Definitely does say something about the resiliency of this squad. Crack over the top, trying to get Lancer damage on anybody pushing into that C hill. Opposite side of the map, a 2v1 will be won by Rebel to get the C hill back in their favor. You see Hive getting that first down and damage. INZEM pushing up. Anybody coming off of respawn, it'll be Identivez first to the fight behind INZEM. Need to rotate a second player over here to try to get into the side of Crack, but good job by Rebel. They get to the bottom of the stairs to be able to Lancer out and help his teammate. All the way up over 220 now. I think Hive is going to have to get a decap at the C hill, but Solurs, he's not going to be able to do it by himself, not with what's in front of him. Down and kills coming across and coming through in the other part of the map. You see it's going to be up to Demise to make a miracle happen, but Demon will shut him down, and Rebel will win round number one quite handedly after a pretty beautiful initial by Hive.
It was definitely a great initial by Hive, kind of leading the charge there on that one. But it was short-lived. Like I said, Rebel, this is kind of how you answer back. It's such a heartbreaking loss in map number 2, especially when you're down 2-0. And now you got to continue to build off that momentum, stagger the deaths, get into the heads of Demise and the rest of Hive here. And honestly, it doesn't start with this first weapon placement, though. We know this one's going to be a bold talk onto their side. He's going to try to slowly upgrade it. But like I said a few weeks ago, I said it last week, and I'll say it again. I'm just wondering when, if any moment, our teams are going to take a page out of like the United Rise playbook, something like that, to where they try to put a weapon center line, either the shocks or the instants, to make sure you don't have it on your side.
Oh, as you said originally, it will be 2 Boltox out for both sides, so nobody trying to change up the meta just yet, trying to go a little bit out of the normal, out of the ordinary. Hive is going to get the call out that it is a 2v3 over on that side of the map. They're going to actually back up and see that only one player is going to play towards C, but they might need to pressure him sooner rather than later and try to force these 3 players from Rebel into the 2 players of Hive rather than letting them take their sweet time in this issue. Answer fire over the top, got that first down. TJ just trying to bounce up, trying to make something happen. Both he and Solurs now down, now taken out. Demon dies, or excuse me, Demon is the only person for Rebel to die just yet. TJ trying to just stay in this area. And right now, I'm not sure how either of those players got out the backside of the tank alive and are still fighting over this B hill.
Yeah, I don't know either, but they're doing a good job. Even getting an elimination That's the player to watch that we spoke about, Solurs, and the longer he stays here, he's just creating that moment where everybody has to find him. They have to get that elimination. Finally, Crack is going to be able to solidify that elimination for him, but the damage has been done. The distraction was set. They overextend towards the top half of the map. They claim the Rebel home hill as their own, and even trying to solidify the defense around it. They rotate TJ off of respawn. Big INZEM getting that Boltok kill, and that's going to make Rebel. They're going to have to second guess, even rethink, and waste some time here before they retake.
See if they can get it as INZEM will rotate back. He has the Boltok in hand. 1 bullet left right now, and that's a very important bullet because that initial damage could mean the difference between them winning and losing a retake fight. Middle of the map, though, Rebel has 1 player stand up, and now the other 2 coming through the right side, through that B side of the map. Beautiful first down there on to TJ. Going to force Solurs to play into the fight now. Big shot out, gets 1 kill. They know that only 1 player is defending the B hill. They might try to get a shot across, but right now they're not going to have any kind of opening to be able to get those shots out across. INZEM rolling toward Crack. Crack with the Boltok, gets the headshot. He goes down. Hive will get 1 more kill. Demise will settle up with Kardia, and now Demise has to worry about getting Lancered out from the angle from the home hill side of Rebel. And Hive will be coming off of respawn 3 deep, and I think Demise is going to be happy just getting that hill back in his favor.
Yep. Honestly, as long as they're going 1 for 1, obviously at this point, almost up 60. And with 2 hills, they're going to go up above 60 here in such a short moment. It's going to be up to Rebel here. They need to play defensively while simultaneously try to neutralize these hills. Identiv goes down for a moment. Chain revive right back up. Rebel going to be able to solidify 3v1 onto Demise. But like I said, it can't stop here. Everybody's going to disperse those kills over hills. Less than 15 seconds remain. It's going to come down to the wire for Rebel if they want this. Demon gets taken down, but it's not going to stop. Players attacking from all sides, and it's not over just yet. Kardia goes down, though. Crack falls as well. Identiv, the last hope, with no time on the clock. He is going to fall, and there it goes. Hive tied up 1 apiece, coming down to the wire, and it shows. It doesn't matter. Hive is going to slowly try to win these rounds just as aggressively as they won checkout.
I mean, it's really beautiful to see the way that Hive was able to rotate around, especially early in that when they didn't have a man advantage over a tank, and TJ and Solurs went absolutely huge for their squad, if you ask me. That was a beautiful job by them to stay alive as long as they did and really give themselves an advantage around the rest of the map to take advantage of the 2v1 opposite side, get that kill, and then throughout the rest of the round, just continuing to stay alive in those fights, continuing to rotate around, and making sure that nobody was ever really pressured in a situation where they couldn't come back in the fight. They couldn't, possibly win it by somebody coming off of respawn.
And that makes those individual players feel that massive amount of pressure where they have to make a play, so they have to go forward, and it kind of makes them lose focus a little bit. And ends them with the angle. Oh my god, that angle was just deadly. Quick down, chain revive coming through. That's going to allow Hive some time to rotate over and try to set up. Marks are going to be important here as Crack pushes through. He was marked at the last moment, goes for a back A. INZEM reads that play from a mile away. He backs off the cover, lands a crucial shot, but where it comes down to the utility, I don't think anybody has any utility left here except for INZEM. So whenever he wants to go, he's going to throw his own flash and push forward. Kardia is going to be the first one in the hill. Angle is being taken by Crack. He doesn't use the flash to try to negate any of this. It gets taken out. And there it goes on the other side of the map. So 2 players of Hive will fall. Triple Gap Domination sounding off. They have to push forward. They have to get these eliminations. Demise goes down before touching it, and nobody's going to reach it. And in just a few seconds, under a minute total, Rebel will fire back, go up 2-1. Like I said, they trail 2-0 in this series. These are much needed victories, but they have to figure out a way, Colin, to gain some momentum. Do you have any advice to gain some momentum on the side of Rebel, even though they're winning the rounds?
I think Rebel needs to be a little bit better early on with target priority. You see a lot of these initials get kind of muddied up, kind of mucky for them when they're not able to get those first shots onto the same player, and they allow Hive to stay in these fights a little bit longer than they probably should. You clean those up, and this is a lot more dominant. This is probably 3-0 instead of 2-1, and it's probably a lot quicker 3-0 than even as long as we've had this 2-1. This round number 4, last round of the first half, is not going to be decided, but so quickly as everybody kind of stands up and stands out. It's going to be 3v3 on this side of the map, and it looks like they're going to try to rotate Kardia into the middle.
Yeah, this is going to be important. To be able to hold on to all sides, figure out where the numbers are at, calling the information that I'm talking about here before you go ahead and attack, and it's going to be Kardia. Kardia's playing the middle of the map here. That's going to create some sort of a play here. Solurs can easily try to leave this and take the 3v2, but the longer they stay here, that's going to allow the decision to be made. On one side of the map, they get the down, they get the elimination as well. They're double dipping in this one. TJ is trying to even it up. He falls as well. Hive is immediately being taken out, and they have to now win this fight on towards this neutral. The pressure is being felt. Multiple players being taken out. It's all up to Solurs. He falls. Triple cap domination. Only a few seconds. He's going to get the reset, but he has to get the elimination and stay alive. A big down to continue this one going for Hive.
INZEM just shooting down to the middle of the map now after a couple of kills coming through at the home hill of Hive. They are down only about 30 points, and you see them trying to quickly rotate out. The two players, Demon with a Voltok, a lot of shots on the Demise. Demise with a beautiful back A, gets the down on Identivez. They clean him up. Demon playing back toward his own home hill side of the map. Solurs will press up on him, and now Demise will try to go for the wide side angle, and you see him full red, not going down, but finally dead. Hive will answer back with their home in the mid-neutral, and they now just have to physically call out where these players from Rebel are going to try to rotate around the map. This is going to be tricky for them, though, because anybody that gets lost in the sauce could come back to bite them.
We're 2 hills to 1 Hive right now. They're trying to regain the lead, which gives Rebel a bit of time here, especially with how early into the game this is. They don't have to force any plays, give themselves time to regain their lead. And there goes Crack, did not heal all the way. He goes for an up A, and it cost him his life. You can't do that to get some of the best players in the game like TJ. And now, as you can see, trailing at one point of the game, Hive is now have the lead, and they're looking to solidify these 2 eliminations. Backtracking Solurs is spreading their defense, then getting another elimination onto Kardia, sets his eyes onto Demon. 2 players fall, make it 3 with Identivez going down. Hive are looking to tie it up before the half.
See the shot over the top. Crack trying to get it down on TJ or Solurs. Now going up over the 200-point marker here momentarily. You can see one player getting chased. Kardia trying to follow up on to... Kardia trying to follow up on to Demise, but he's not going to make it to B. He had to keep flying with wings over to that hill, tied up 2-2, going into the half, and at the half on Escalation, the hills will reset one over to that helicopter side, the home hill much closer to that arrival side of the spawn. The home hill, though, going up to tickets for the opposite side for the swarm side. And thus far, nobody has gone out of the ordinary. Retros and Boltox for both sides. We're finally going to probably see those incendiaries or shocks for either side get placed down. Shocks placed down or Hive initially. Rebel answering back with most likely utilities of their own, or maybe even 60-second retros.
I mean, 60-second retros in an evenly match like this, when it comes down to the rounds, will kind of force your opponent to put that big weapon down. I say big weapon, it could be a Marks, it could be M-Bar, down in the middle of the field. But you see both teams kind of upgrading to those shock grenades. So this goes down to a round number 9. Both of these teams will have to do something pertaining to that middle ground.
There's the rollout by Crack over toward that mid-neutral E hill at the helicopter. He sees one player. I don't know if he saw the player on the backside of that box, and he does now. He definitely knows he's there as the shot came out and rang out. Voltok in the hands of Crack, and INZEM finally getting it down on Identivez on the opposite side of the map. Both teams will probably try to go for those revives very quickly. A lot of Lancer damage being put out by both squads, trying to continue to mount up any kind of offensive ability in the early goings of this round. And Rebel, they will win the initial retake on this E hill, but Hive have won the 2v2 and have the decap of the home hill of Rebel.
Oh, patient as can be. Demise waits for the perfect shot, gets the kill. Triple cap domination. If they could just force themselves in the hill, Demon's going to take shots from both sides. Even a team down coming through, or at least look like for a moment. Triple cap domination, just like I spoke about. Identivez not only needs to get the touch, he needs to get the full-on decap along with Kardia. It is going to come through. Gets INZEM out of position, and they get the down onto TJ. No, he's going to escape for that moment, but trying to regain his health. They're going to find him in the end. This is still early on, so this kill decap coming through for Rebel. If they're able to hold on to it, they can get themselves the lead right back.
And right now, what they need to be curious about is where these players from Hive are still stacked up, still mounted up, and they now realize that 2 of them are over there at that mid-neutral hill, and it looks like Rebel's actually going to rotate a 3rd player over here. They're going to try to overwhelm the side of Hive on this side of the map. Flash out, won't be able to find anybody. Beautiful first shot out. Second shot connects. Now you see Demon just trying to bait out shots from Hive. Not going to be able to get either of those downs. 2 kills come through for Rebel as well. 1v1 here between Identivez and a back A getting the down and kill on INZEM, finishing him off. Rebel now have the 2-1 hill advantage, and they're looking to win this round and go up 3-2, but they have to get the point lead back, but that'll be there momentarily. I give it another 10 to 15 seconds.
Like you said, that 10 to 50 seconds is more than enough time to at least get yourself into position for the push, and then it's about executing from there. INZEM's going to rotate over, and you see the swappage of players. TJ is going to go and handle that 1v1 situation, so you have to make sure the shot grenade counts, and INZEM's just going to try to throw it behind the tank, or at least to try to cut off the exit as the rest of his team is going to push. They're looking for that elimination onto Identiv. Trading flashes coming through. Identiv's trying to turn this one on his side. TJ went down in the 1v1. Demise back rolls though, so this is going to be a trade coming through in terms of eliminations. And Hive, they have to press forward this close into the game, and it's going to be actually a backtrack crack. He chooses not to go for the hill. Wise decision, as he knows that TJ would be there to disrupt that decap coming through, but they have to figure out where the second hill is going to come in from.
Now the push might come, as you can see them starting to mount up toward the opposite side of the map for 2 players, and now an extra rotation back from Hive. They got to get, I believe it's INZEM, back into the area. Demon jumps into the D hill. He goes down from the Lancer Fire of INZEM. They're going to have a lot of decaps around the map. The only team gathering points is Rebel right now, but both of those hills will go back in favor of Hive, and Hive is going to try to fly over to E, but it's unnecessary. There's no reason to go, as they have the win condition back. They roar into the final seconds of this round with a big, full set of kills. The entire team of Rebel goes down, and so does the round count for Hive as they go up 3-2.
Me, the first team here in this map alone to win 2 in a row to hopefully build on some momentum, as, you know, big weapon, like I said. Once it comes down, probably around the 4th round victory, you're going to get a lockout from Hive if they win this one. Then possibly after that, maybe we'll see that weapon come down in towards the center line. Until then, they're going to continue to build on towards the retros. INCEND should be next. But like I said, if Hive wins this, you're going to definitely get a lockout. So probably a delay on those INCENDs to come through from Rebel. Theory craft.
Hey, look, I like it when you theory craft. It usually comes true. You usually know what you're talking about. Ain't no reason to deny it or believe anything otherwise. Here we go to round number 6. Shots picked up. Retro in the hands of Crack. Crack trying to find anybody that's marked to get shots on him. 2 players from Hive are marked. The 3rd player from Hive throws that flash to the front side of those stairs. TJ will be locked out backside of the tank now. Identiv's pushing up toward his opponent. Beautiful back A, but not enough to get the kill. Now in a 2v3 on this side of the map. INZEM trying to make something happen, bouncing back and forth between the tank and where that B hill originally was. Both of those kills come through. Hive have now rotated Solurs to the middle of the map. Shock has come out. Demon finds one of his own, and that's 3 dead early. This could be a very quick Rebel round if they can solidify that kill, get over to the E hill, and hold on to the home of Hive.
I know, holding on seems to be coming through. They're actually capturing it as well, but 3 players now spawning up. Didn't get the capture to come through, so no triple cap just yet. Hive knows they don't have to rush this, but TJ goes in, quick down on the side. Crack finds another one. That's going to be big. Almost gets a 3rd, but Solurs makes a difference. Getting elimination, getting it down, trying to go for the triple kill. He gets 3 for his team. Hive figuring out a way to not only stay alive, but that puts him now in the driver's seat with a barely eclipsed score by Rebel taking the lead. They can certainly answer back going after that neutral hill, but Rebel knows where they're attacking, immediately sending their fresh respawn reinforcements over. They're not going to try to solidify the decap or defend good as Crack goes down, but they can keep Hive from capturing this hill, keep Hive from getting the lead.
Now we see INZEM taking that first box, waiting for anybody to push back up. 2v3 on this side of the map. Flashes out, trying to slow up the retake from Rebel. Beautiful shots out. Kardia will finally go down to Demise. Demise actually throws his life to the gods trying to make something happen, picking up at least 1 kill over there to keep maybe Rebel off kilter. INZEM still playing the elevation game over here, trying to get damage onto Crack or Demon. Sees that they're rotating back. A 3rd player is now spawned for Rebel, but he goes over to help the home hill. Demon has the retro in hand and can put out a lot of damage very quickly if anybody pushes into the hill or pokes their head out for just too long. Full red is TJ. TJ is going to throw a flash over toward Demon and Crack. Beautiful stun onto him. They get the decap. They're going for the retake as well, but it looks like Rebel, they get the call out that they can win off a 1. They're going to rotate all the way back to their home and try to play last stand here at their home hill.
I was about to say, I'm trying to let this one breathe for a moment. Talk about playing last stand. They're going to take the fight to Rebel. Hive figure out a way to sneak it towards the backside. Last stand's not going to come through, but a flank on that F-tilt. It goes through uncontested. This cap could mean the difference. Solurs, he has to go big. Player to watch. Now's your time. Cap's going to come through. D's being decapped as well. Solurs is going to get in the hill. They get the decap. Can they keep D fresh? It's all up to TJ. He gets taken down, but the win condition, it's not going to switch. Rebel, they will be able to hold on. TJ and Demise did all they could, but there's not enough left into this game. And Rebel, once more, figure out a way to tie us up at 3 rounds apiece, Colin. And I got to take a line out of one of my favorite movies. Are you not entertained?
I am definitely entertained, and I am very interested to see how this one is going to turn out, as it looks like it's gone very back and forth. And as dominant as Hive has been the first 2 maps, this really has come down to just a game and a moment of points and inches thus far in this matchup. Shocks out by both teams. Both retros looking to probably be upgraded here momentarily into incendiaries. There goes one for Rebel. Hive really only has to click a single button to keep us all without having to deal with any suspense. And we will go on over to round number 7. There we go. That's
I'm like,
nice.
what do you think it is? What do you think it is, Colin?
It could be anything. Literally anything.
But it's an INZEM. But honestly, I can't disagree with them. Once you figure out the most efficient weapon placements for the map, it's very, very hard to steer away from it unless you're kind of forced to that situation like we see teams do with those big weapons. So it's all about strategy, sticking to the meta here. But when it comes down to positioning, that one's going to be all the same. Early captures coming through. Identiv's kind of stuck all by himself. I don't know how this one's coming through. He might need a little bit of help. He's getting attacked from both sides. Gets a down yet again. But the numbers from Hive are just too much. Frack, I don't think he meant to do that, but that was looking good for a moment. But the early advantage because of that is going to go over to Hive.
Well, Hive is going to have the 2 home hills right now, and Kardia is going to come back off a respawn, but all 4 players for Rebel are now over here. This is a full 4-man retake by Rebel. They ain't playing no games on this side of the map. They want this F hill, and they want it very quickly. Incendiary out by TJ, gets the first kill. Now they have to worry about 1 more in the area. The other 2 players from Rebel have kind of pushed out toward the middle of the map. They've even pushed on over to E. There's another big down, and they're going to get a kill onto Demon. They're going to let him bleed for just a moment, finally finish him off to keep the death staggered. 2 players dead for Rebel. And Hive should be able to extend this score lead probably about 20 points or so before everybody's back off of respawn to be able to go for a retake. Crack, meanwhile, has mounted up all the way across the map, possibly going over to D, possibly waiting for anybody to poke their head out to get a mark out to try to know what he's up against on this side of the map.
I would love to see him kind of stretch over. You see those 2 players are on the hill, and then they 3 attack their home hill to get it back. But it does look like they're going to stand across the map. Identivez playing in the middle. Almost everybody's position should be known here. And Identivez goes down. That's what I'm saying. I'm scratching my head. What in the world are they doing here? Kardia trying to move in, be hero to the team. Crack goes down as well. Not the best start for this push coming through from Rebel, but they could try to turn this one on its side. Kardia trying to find somebody out of position. He falls. Identivez falls as well. Too much movement going down on the side of Rebel. Identivez caught on Gilligan's Island. He gets taken down. Now triple cap domination sounding off for a moment in favor of Hive. Trying to go on series point. Crack gets taken out as well. Nobody alive. That's going to be another point on the board. 4-3, like I said. 1 step away from closing this out in 3-0 fashion.
Hey, man, you said he was stuck on Gilligan's Island, but I'm sure if he had both the Professor and Marianne, he'd find a way out of there. But I'm pretty sure he only ended up with the Professor.
But probably so, Colin. That's what I'm talking about. With the IGLs, you don't have really anybody kind of leading the charge. I even saw somebody in chat. I don't know who it was. Feel free to speak up at a moment's notice yet again. And I agree with them. Rebel, when they're down, they begin to make a little bit more mistakes than they normally used to. They're getting ahead of themselves. Just like I said right there, Identivez a little prematurely going into the center of the map. And if you look at where he was rotating to, there was no reason for him to be in the center of the map. He's just not taking his time. He probably feels the pressure that Hive is putting on him.
Under pressure. DMCA strike. Oh, wait, what? Whoa. Sorry. I didn't mean to start just lip syncing out here. You know my main man Vanilla Ice just sampled that, right? Ice Baby.
Did he really? I did not know that.
The song Under Pressure is the original sample for Ice Baby. I'm just throwing that out there. Just go listen to them side by side. You can tell that they sped it up. It's fine now. We ain't worried about it right here. What we're worried about, round number 8, seeing if Rebel can tie it up 4-4. see them now pressing forward. Answer shots onto Demon. Demon, two beautiful shots over the top. Solurs tries to rotate in, a couple of bounces out. Demon just holding court at the backside of this cubby for way longer than just about any other human possibly could.
The only thing like I said, I just don't understand. Where's the push and pull? Where's the give and take? Nobody from the other side of the map. They get the Ember, immediately run out. Two Hills going over to Hive. They used to figure out, stop the breathing, stop the bleeding, I should say. Get your full team up as 5, and then figure out where you're going to go. Identivez gonna fire that first shot off, not able to connect. INZEM's gonna separate Rebel and a possible elimination, but TJ runs straight into that one. Hive, maybe a little bit of lapse in judgment. Identivez sneaks the kill onto INZEM, so the door is wide open if the team wants to push, but you have to be very, very careful how far they push, how long they take here, because that's the spawn point of Hive. Immediately, they're going to spawn back up. Fresh health, fresh utilities. The player getting caught out in crack. Identivez going to have to give up his high ground, but he gets a kill onto Solurs. Now they're going to try to push up again.
That was a headache if I've ever seen one. Bringing the head straight off, and now he's got one more shot in the chamber of that M-bar. Demise, meanwhile, has he must have been torturing Demon over there, because I've seen Demon go back to the E-Hill twice since the initial, and he's died both times over there. Meanwhile, threatening a triple cap domination. TJ gets the kill there on Identivez. Nobody else is near the hill whatsoever. They're all going to get caught out. Hive finds a way to win this thing 5-3 and shut it down 3-0 over Rebel, getting a victory over one of the hottest teams in the league. Hive continuing to solidify themselves as one of the best teams on the planet. Solurs with a propaganda banner saying family comes first. Well, right now, the Hive is a true family as they fly together and are of one mind. They win this series, and without a doubt, this is the first time I've seen Rebel dominated.
Like I said early on, Naughty by Nature said it best. Here comes the money. Man, 40,000 channel points definitely paying off for me, man. I'm feeling like I'm going to win the Super Bowl or something like that. UMG, when you guys start doing those giveaway from channel points, I don't know if you ever will. I'm going to be waiting. I'm cashing in right away.
The first giveaway is a t-shirt that just says play it on it. That's all it's going to say.
Hey, no matter what it is, I'm taking it. I earned my channel point. I earned my channel point. I'm the all-in type of guy. When I'm feeling it, Colin, I'm definitely feeling it.
No, without a doubt, you got to be feeling it tonight, as you must be feeling good after that victory by Rebel in this situation, and beautiful job again to them to get this victory over one of the best teams on the planet. I mean, this was shocking in a lot of instances, just how slow Rebel played in comparison to how they normally do.
Yeah, even though I picked Hive to win this series, I thought this was going to be a little bit closer. I thought they would be able to kind of answer back, whether either down 2-0, 1-0, you tied up 1-1. I thought Rebel has shown it to be in the upper echelons of these teams, but everybody has a bad week. Every dog has its day, and just today was not Rebels. They kind of just come out flat on many different portions. I just hope at the bottom of my heart, you guys know how I feel about Identivez. I hope this is not signs for the worst for Rebel. Falling back into bad habits a few splits ago.